starting to happen with Patrick Mahomes right now, where there's people saying he's already greatest of all time, better than Tom Brady. Tom Brady wasn't able to blah, 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 blah. Do you appreciate that? Do you respect that? Do you hate that? How do you feel about the bullshit that kind of comes alongside of being the greatest of all time for the biggest league on earth, Tom?
Yeah, I think that there's nothing that Patrick can do, in my opinion, that takes away from what I tried to accomplish in my career, and there's nothing that I did can take away from what he's trying to accomplish. I feel like he can go out there and win 7 Super Bowls. I have so much respect for them. I understand how difficult it is. I will congratulate them, and I'm going to, give whatever it is a big hug. I texted my friend who plays with Pat after the game, and I just said, tell him congrats. I mean, just awesome to watch him play. And I love watching him lead his team. And of all the things I love leadership, and I love people that are selfless. I hate selfish teammates. I don't like being around people that are self-serving and always trying to create their own self-serving narrative about who they are. I love teams. I love team sports. I love celebrating success with other people and the businesses I'm a part of, whether that's being a part of the Fox broadcast team. I know that I'm just playing one role. And they had incredible careers. And
basically want to touch on Tom Brady response to Patrick Mahomes passing him in the GOAT conversation. Shout out to Pat McAfee. Sorry about, I think I pronounced his name right, but his last name right. But I'm not a big fan of him, but I give it to him for this interview because he really said what we all been thinking, and I give him credit for having the balls to ask Tom Brady that question, because it is interesting to know how Tom Brady feels watching everybody crown Mahomes and put Mahomes on this pedestal that he had to work 20 years to really get. So of course, Tom Brady, because like I said, Tom Brady, my favorite player. I watched Tom Brady's entire career. I went over my journey as a Patriots fan in another video I made a couple weeks ago. I'll put that at the end. But yeah, we know that Tom Brady is humble and always says and does the right things, and that's the good and the bad thing, but I just don't understand. A lot of people don't like Tom Brady, and I'm like, how y'all don't like Tom Brady when he seemed like the nicest person and always says the right thing, and doesn't really get into it with nobody or nothing like that. If I was Tom Brady, just like Michael Jordan or Floyd, I would be arrogant and, talking a lot of cash shit. But Tom Brady be humble for the most part. But what I took from this interview is he said, basically, if he can get the 7 rings, I'll congratulate him. So why did Tom Brady just say that in particular? And that's, to me, was his little way of throwing a little shot and saying that if he can do what I did, how hard it was, then I'll give him a pat on the back and I'll congratulate him. And Tom Brady know that's how a lot of people feel, is that until he get the 7 rings, how can he really pass me? And what's funny is that, because before Tom Brady became the GOAT, of course, Joe Montana was the GOAT. And my problem with that is that nobody put Tom Brady ahead of Joe Montana until he had 4 or 5 rings. Really, the 5 rings for sure, once he beat the Falcons, was when people was like, okay, he's really the greatest of all time. And I hate how people try to move the goalposts depending on if they like or don't like a player. Just like with LeBron, like people try to put LeBron over Jordan when he only has 4 rings and he behind Jordan in a lot of categories. Like, I hate when people be trying to do that. And no, it's not all about rings, because I know my biggest video was the Kobe versus LeBron debate. And in that video, I was saying that I think that Kobe is better in large part because of the eye test and seeing him and knowing he was the better player. So, of course, that does, so I'm not going to be a hypocrite. But like I also said, is that I do also rule in accomplishments and accolades also. In LeBron is not like way ahead of Kobe when it comes to accomplishments. Like, they comparable. Yes, LeBron is ahead in ahead of Kobe in a lot of places because he played longer, and I do give LeBron the edge when it comes to accomplishments. But when it comes to watching them and stuff like that, like, I give Kobe a big edge over LeBron and just being a naturally better and more talented player. But as far as Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes go, I hate when people try to say that because Mahomes is just so much better and look better. Like it's not comparable like a Randy Moss and a Jerry Rice or something like that because a quarterback is a quarterback. You throwing the football, like it is not that much you can really compare like that. People try to say the arm strength and all of that. Like Tom Brady had one of the strongest arms that there was. Go look at the season he had with Randy Moss throwing it deep. It's not about arm strength. It's not about accuracy because we know Tom Brady one of the most accurate quarterbacks of all time. So the only thing you could really say is like legs and being able to run, but Patrick Mahomes is not Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts to where his legs are just something crazy. Now, if Patrick Mahomes had Lamar Jackson's speed and legs, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, he's something different. But it's not that. Like all Patrick Mahomes do is flashy passes, so people think that he's so much a better quarterback and passer than Tom Brady when that's not true. When you look at the accuracy and just getting the ball to the receivers, they one and the same for real. And then also too, it's a lot of other factors that goes into it. Also, like we watched Tom Brady win with less than stellar receivers. Like Patrick Mahomes always had Travis Kelce, and then he had Tyreek Hill for a couple seasons also. And most people consider Travis Kelce the best tight end, and he just broke a lot of Jerry Rice records. Like I want to see Patrick Mahomes do this without no Kelce and Hill, because people like to say, well, he did it without Hill, but he still got the greatest tight end ever. Like Tom Brady won 3 Super Bowls with Deion Branch as his best wide receiver. But people like to bring up defense also, but this year Patrick Mahomes has a top 3 defense, and the defense really been carrying them. So y'all can't even really use that excuse no more. Like Patrick Mahomes didn't win MVP and wasn't that great this year. His defense really been stepping up. So it's really the same thing. Y'all can't even really use that excuse no more. Then when you bring in the head-to-head matchups, and then you bring in because people like to say, well, head to head doesn't matter because it's Nick Foles and Eli better than Tom Brady. Like I think Shannon said that dumb stuff. And it's like you have to compare players that's on the same level. Like Nick Foles and Eli is not on Patrick Mahomes to Tom Brady level. Now, if Eli Manning was like Joe Montana, like, on that level, then yeah, you could say that the head-to-head matters, but they not even close, don't have no MVPs, nothing. Like, it's not even worth talking about. And then people like to say Peyton Manning had a better head-to-head than Tom Brady in the playoffs, which is true, but in the regular season, like overall, Tom Brady record is way better against Manning than he is against him. And then a lot of people know it's not really comparable because the last time Peyton beat Tom Brady, it was because of the defense. So, like, Peyton only got 1 ring that he was really responsible for real. So it's not even really close, like 1 ring to 7 rings. So what if you got the head-to-head in the playoffs? Like, Tom Brady is so much far ahead of Peyton to where it's not even close. And then when you look at it like someone like, I think Eric Mangini said, Tom Brady went to another team and won the Super Bowl to really shut down the coach thing because Mahomes still gonna have Andy Reid attached to him, and eventually y'all gonna start to have to say, okay, is it Andy Reid? Do we get Andy Reid credit for the success of the Chiefs just as much as Patrick Mahomes? Because regardless of Andy Reid not winning before Mahomes, Andy Reid went to 5 NFC championship games. 5. Like nobody, I can't even think of nobody else who did that besides, I know like the Bills in the 90s went to 3 Super Bowls, so obviously they did, and maybe the Cowboys of the 90s or something, or like dynasty teams that did that. Like the Patriots did it, like like going to 5 NFC championships is something like ridiculous in itself. And then he made Donovan McNabb a good quarterback. Michael Vick, fresh out of jail, and Alex Smith had his best season with Andy Reid. Like Andy Reid really gets the best out of his quarterbacks. And Travis Kelce even said himself that the reason why they're so successful is because of Andy Reid and his scheme. And he didn't say Patrick Mahomes. You can look up the interview when they asked Travis Kelce why is they so good. He said because of Andy Reid. He didn't say because of Patrick Mahomes. So yeah, I'm not gonna make this video too long, but I just wanted to touch on it to really see. I do believe Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback right now, and I do think he's top 5 already. So I'm not a Patrick Mahomes hater or hating on him. Like I only got Brady and Montana ahead of him. And Peyton, he like right there with Peyton and like Elway and stuff. But if he win the Super Bowl this year, I'll put him third behind Brady and Montana. And I do believe eventually he are definitely gonna be third. So unless he just get injured and be done for the rest of his career, he for sure gonna be at least third, if not probably second all the time. But I don't think he can pass Tom Brady, but it's just unlikely. Like I said, the longevity that he would have to have, winning 7 Super Bowls, he's not gonna be able to get over the head-to-head in the Super Bowl and in the championship game, which is two of the most important games that there is. Like imagine if LeBron and Kobe played in the finals and in the West or Eastern Conference Finals, and LeBron or Kobe won both matchups. Like that would close the debate all the way. Just like Jordan and LeBron. If Jordan and LeBron played in the finals and Jordan won, it would be over. If LeBron won, it would be case over. Like, and we know that. So let's stop trying to change that for Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, trying to think if it's something else. I'll leave it at that. That's all I got to say. I just think that it's unlikely. And then, like I said, I just hate how people really be hating on Tom Brady and just don't want to give him his credit. Like, there's so much stuff that I could go over, like coming back from 28-3 in the Super Bowl, throwing for 500 yards, the most in Super Bowl, like going to another team and winning the Super Bowl. There's so much that Tom Brady did that Patrick Mahomes have to catch up to that it's not even worth talking about. Like, I don't understand why people even talking about it. Mahomes haven't even had a real good Super Bowl yet. Like, the 2 Super Bowls he won, he played all right. Like, it wasn't nothing spectacular. Like, Tom Brady got games to where he played spectacular in it. So, yeah, I just wanted to make this video and leave it on that to give my 2 cents on the debate. I'm glad Tom Brady touched on it and said that he said what he said about the conversation, because in so many words, because I know Tom Brady, and if you know Tom Brady, like deep down how he really feel, he don't express it publicly because he try to be a cool dude. But like them text messages that was released, I don't know if people remember during the Deflategate, they released his text messages and how he was saying that Peyton not even close to me and it's ridiculous and Peyton is done and I got 5 more years. Like Tom Brady takes this stuff seriously, whether he wants to admit it or not. And he knows, like, bringing up Patrick Mahomes to him is disrespectful, but he don't want to do it because he likes Patrick Mahomes like I do. Like you should like Patrick Mahomes, but to put him in the same category is really disrespectful for real.